Well, I'm supposed to just be nipping in, but over 300 quid later, here we are. Hi everybody, welcome to this week's Ghetto vlog. I am out on the hunt with a couple of legends. You'll know these gentlemen. Eddie Rollercore, Dylan Hyper Trigger X. Where are we?
St. Helens.
We're in St. Helens. We're going on a game hunt. I love hunting areas that I've never been to before. I think it's just a couple of CEXs, is that right?
Mostly, yeah, around here.
Yeah.
The market stalls open.
Yeah, so we're going to see if we can find anything else, but worst case scenario, we'll go and raid a couple of local CEX stores. Let's go. What are you getting, Dylan?
Nothing hype.
Nah, there's solid games, mate. Great game. That's good, but it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very hard.
I think I might have it, I don't know. It's only £2.50.
But I mean, I think that's one of the best races ever made. St. Helens massive. Look at that. Right, so we're off to Liverpool now. Live here. Okay, next stop, we are in Belvale, I think, Liverpool. We're heading to a YMCA charity shop. Straight away I can see a lot of media, so we're going to have a bit of a dig. What are you after? CDs?
RAM NES games.
Copy of Stadium, what's this? Stadium
Events.
Stadium events, knocking about. Yeah. Just knocking about in the YMCA. There's a CX here as well, I think. We've not driven all the way here for YMCA, have we?
Have we not?
I hope not.
I thought we was getting you a new
Got a copy of Bullseye, to be fair.
We're getting a new wardrobe for you. There you go, found something gaming.
Yeah, Animal Crossing. That's mega rare, that is. £300.
You know what?
Check it, mate.
What's it called?
There you go, look. Minecraft sword. That is the maddest offer. £1 for 20. And I bet if you took your time and scanned them all at CEX, there'd be something here worth
Maybe, yeah.
picking up. I ain't got the time.
Video. Plus there's no signal down here.
No.
You know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. You got any video games at all, mate?
I don't work here.
Alright. No problem, thank you. Oh, that is nice. You need an arcade stick. You're saying how much you love them, aren't you?
That is really sweet. How much? If they've got the box, who was actually this one,
Yeah, I'm not. I saw it in box, really good condition, but
they might have the box though.
I ain't got the room for it, mate.
Kids.
It's not. Not anymore.
Someone's got some good taste in here. Firstly, they've dropped some good games off here.
Yeah,
Secondly,
yeah.
they don't watch Retro Ghetto.
Ah, you know. Okay, that was actually a really good CEX. I don't think I've ever seen that many PS3 Essentials, certainly not since I started hunting for them. Yeah, no one's on the hunt for Essentials in Liverpool, it would seem. I did pick up, I think, 4. Some of the cheaper ones that are somewhat uncommon, and I was going to give them away, or give them to Ghetto Gang members that are collecting, but there was only one that had the proper disc, and it was the one that I needed. And there's no internet down in this dungeon, but I'm pretty sure it's quite a rare, obscure Essential. So if I've managed to find that for £1.50, I'm delighted with that. And I've got like 3 really nice games from this hunt, so I'm going to say my goodbyes to Eddie and Dylan, and I'm going to drive back to the 3.0 and I'll show you what I've got.
Okay, as you can see, back in the 3.0 from a fantastic trip to the St Helens / Liverpool area. First of all, massive shout out to both Dylan and Eddie. I was actually down there filming something very special, which is going to be coming to the channel next week. But you know me, guys, if I'm ever somewhere that I'm not usually, you know, I have to go and check out the local game stores, or in this case, the CEXs. There is actually a market, like a video or retro game market there that I'd hope to visit, but I don't think it was open on the day and it was too far of a drive to gamble. There was no information online, they weren't answering the phone. But yeah, we did manage to get some nice bits from the local CEXs. But before that, I want to talk about some gifts that the guys very generously gave me. We'll start with Hyper Trigger X, Dylan. I purchased this 8BitDo gamepad a while back. This is the SF30 Pro gamepad. Now this can be used pretty much straight out of the box with the Nintendo Switch and other more modern consoles. I played a bit of the latest Prince of Persia with this, but I wanted to be able to utilise it on the original SNES, and in order to do so you have to have one of these, and it's an adapter. I went to purchase one of these from CEX and it sold out, but Dylan had a spare one and he very kindly gifted me that, so that's much appreciated, my friend. And Eddie had a couple of bits for me as well. He knows I'm a big Rugrats fan and he had this vinyl record. So this was like the Mace and Maya tune, I think. Take me there, I wanna go there. That's probably too much. I was gonna say that's as much as you're getting from me, but I think that's probably too much. But yeah, it's more about the, you know, the fact that it's the Rugrats, the artwork, the logo. Very kind of him to pass that on to me, and also pass me on a few games of which I'm very, very happy to add to my collection. So he said to me, I've got these couple of games for you, and I'm not the sort of person that will just take something if I don't have it or if I don't really want it. And I said to him, it's not really my thing. And then, you know, Eddie being the expert on all things gaming, educated on me on these, and he passed me these couple of games. So it's Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Now, I'm not a massive JRPG guy, so whenever I hear anything about Persona, I kind of close off. It's not something that I've got an interest in, it's not my style of games. But Eddie advised me that these are actually one-on-one fighters, and I've since looked into them. The graphics is fantastic. So they're like a sort of offshoot from the Persona mainline series. And as you've seen on screen now, absolutely beautiful games visually. They do contain some visual novel elements, but I think that's just sort of like filling in the story of the different fighters as you progress through the game. But yeah, very kind of Eddie to pass these on to me, and welcome additions to my 360 collection, especially with me going for all the one-on-one fighters. That's something that I love to play on my kiosk. So yeah, that's something that I am in pursuit of. So very kind of you, my friend. And then I was very surprised, taken aback by this one, because he said to me, I've got this for you, and he passed me this, right? So forgive me, Eddie, for not being immediately like overwhelmed with your generosity. But this is one of them ones, right, which is just, yeah, it's like the collecting community coming together. This is the disc and manual for Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Eddie saw that a few weeks back, Ghetto Gang member, shout out to the Ghetto Gang, sent me an empty box, and I've been on a pursuit ever since to try and find the disc for it. He had this lying around, no box, but the manual and the disc. So yeah, just a strange turn of events that has worked out brilliantly for me, that two people had separate components. They're both generous enough to send it to me, and I've now got a complete copy of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which is great. Not only because it's become quite an expensive game, I think it's like a £35, £45 game at CEX, and getting somewhat uncommon. I think there's only like 25 copies or so. But a game that I really want to play. This sort of covers the 4 different versions of Spider-Man, and you can play with each of them in this sort of 2010 action-adventure game with different abilities, as you might expect. So you've got the 2099 version, Amazing, Noir, and Ultimate Spider-Man. And yeah, from the clips I've seen and the footage, it just looks like a really fun game. And obviously, having that switch up in gameplay to be able to play with different Spider-Man types and give you different abilities just looks really fun. And yes, definitely a game that I'm hoping I can play. I'm hoping this is once backwards compatible, that you can put this on the Xbox One. I'll look into that in due course, but this might be a game I'm going to play next because I really want to get this played. Once I finish Mafia 2, I remember making a big statement last week saying that I'm going to finish Mafia 2, and I underestimated how long the last couple of chapters were. So hopefully tonight, right? Hopefully tonight. And then we get to the games that I found whilst I was out and about. There was a couple of games that I've put to the side that I'm going to be discussing on a future video. But as I just said, I'm going for the full one-on-one fighters for the 360. I'm also going for the full set of arcade racers. Again, because they're just the sort of games that I love to play on the kiosk. And one that I didn't already own was Ridge Racer Unbounded. Now, I'm a huge fan of Ridge Racer 5. I absolutely adored that game. Had so much fun playing through pretty much the whole game. I did all the standard game, and then it kind of goes to that next level once you think you've completed the World Tour mode. And I didn't finish those sort of extra hard races, but for the most part, I'm going to say I finished it. But absolutely loved my time with it. This one, I don't know. I'm not so sure about this one. And the reason being is, this is a 2012 follow-up to that. The 8th installment in the franchise. And sadly, a departure from the usual drifting mechanics, which is what makes Ridge Racer, right? That's what I love about it. Once you get the mechanics down to a fine art and you can just drift around corners, I don't think there's anything more satisfying in gaming. That's sort of what I love about the Outrun series as well. That being able to drift, whereas this is more sort of combat focused, so it's more sort of like split-second velocity and Burnout and games of that nature. And yeah, I think for that reason it was quite polarizing. I saw varying different reviews on this. One, I think it was Edge Magazine, gave it 9 out of 10. Destructoid then gave it a 5.5 out of 10, which just shows how polarizing of a game it is. But this was actually the last ever Ridge Racer console release, and I think that's a shame. Maybe it was the final nail in the coffin, but it's just a shame that they took a departure from what made the series, and then it ended up being the last ever home console release, because I think there were some handheld releases after. But yeah, not expecting too much from this one, but as I say, we're going to go for the full set. But I had to buy this, and I am intrigued to see how they transition from the fantastic games that came before it. So yeah, that is Ridge Racer Unbounded, and this is the limited edition version. It comes with 3 cars, 5 paint jobs, Pac-Man, Galaga, Tekken, Soul Calibur and Ace Combat paint job, so that's interesting. So yeah, we will get round to that one for sure. I'm probably going to do like a bit of a play day, you know, like I've done recently with Wii games. I've tried 5 or 6 Wii games at a time and then gave my feedback to you guys. I might do something similar to Xbox 360 and maybe arcade races in particular, because there's so many now mounting in my backlog that I want to get played. That takes me to the last of the CEX stores. I have never seen so many PlayStation 3 Essentials. You probably saw in the video Eddie joking that nobody watches retro Ghetto videos in Liverpool. Maybe they don't. Let me know in the comments if you're from Liverpool and you're watching. And he said that because there were so many PS3 Essentials, where seemingly everywhere else I go, they're so scarce. Like, there's none left, and I know a lot of Ghetto gang members are out hunting and they're struggling to find any on the shelves as well. But there was a litany of them. So many. I've never seen so many on the shelves. And as I say, I took about 5 to the counter, the cheaper, more uncommon ones, and I thought, you know what, I'll give these away. I'll offer them to Ghetto gang members that are going for their sets. But there was only a couple that had the disc, one of which was thankfully the one game that I needed, but the other one that I thought I'd pick up was Saints Row the 3rd full package. What I'll probably do is add this to the giveaway pile that I've currently got going on. So if you watched a couple of videos back, I said I'll be giving away this nice PS3 Essentials collection that you're seeing on screen now. I'm going to add this to that, and we're going to give away those next week. So if you do want to win this, just simply put in the comment section below Ghetto Essentials, all in capitals, and I'll take all the votes from that video and this video, and we'll do the giveaway next week. So yeah, if you want to win that bundle, just type in the comment section Ghetto Essentials and they could be on their way to you. And that takes me to the game, which I was delighted to find. And upon research when I got home, it's probably not as rare as I initially thought, but somehow it's just one that had evaded me. I'd never found it in person, and yeah, somehow hadn't found it yet. And I was only saying minutes before to Eddie and Dylan that I think the days of me walking in a CEX and finding PS3 Essentials that I need on the shelves are long gone, sadly, even though that's why I got into this collection in the first place. Well, boy was I wrong, because I found for just £1.50 a copy of Watch Dogs. As I say, I have seen some versions of this online since for like £7, so maybe not overly obscure or difficult to find, but like I say, not one I'd found thus far, and very, very happy to find what is probably going to be the last PS3 essential that I need in person, because I'm down to, once I've got everything coming in, so I've got another big shipment coming in soon, I think I'm down to about the last 25 or so, and yeah, I don't think any of them are very easy games to find at all. But yeah, really, really happy with this. And as I say, these have both got the correct disc and everything. So yeah, man, awesome stuff. So as I say, what I'm going to do now is play Mafia 2, try and get it finished. But I've got to be up very early in the morning because tomorrow we are going out. I'm doing something I've done for a long time. We're going car booting. I don't know what to expect. I can't remember the last time I went to a car boot. It's got to be over a year now, probably. So yeah, we're going to be heading out early in the morning. We're going to go to a car boot. I'm sure we'll go to some other places from there and do some more hunting as well. And also I'm expecting a very, very heavy hitting piece of retro cardboard coming this week as well. So hopefully I'll be able to bring that to you guys on this vlog too. So yeah, man, I'm going to relax, get my Mafia on, and I'll check in with you guys in the morning, bright and early.
And that is Mafia 2 done. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I say, very much a story-driven game, so there's not really too much I can give away about it. All I can say is, for what, this game cost about £3. You can't go wrong. Yeah, brilliant game. Highly recommended, and the PS3 Essential is the one to have because this comes with all the downloadable content and the additional story with stuff, which I very rarely play that kind of thing, but if you've played this game, you know about the ending, and it's kind of intriguing me as to what the DLC is, so yeah, might have to have a little look at the DLC, but I am giving away this very copy of Mafia. So again, if you are interested in picking up this bundle of essentials, just type in the comment section Ghetto Essentials. But yeah, that is game number 11 of the year, I believe, and I did 9 in one day, and then I did something else. Viewers of the channel, please remind me what the 10th game of the year was I completed. I've completely forgot. I need to start writing them down, but yeah, happy to get number 11 ticked off. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I can start thinking about the next game, but I'm going to bed. I'm getting up very early. I shall see you guys bright and early for tomorrow's car boot. Let's go. Okay, so it might not be bright, but it's definitely early the next morning. I'm just pulling into the car boot sale now. I'm bang on time, 7 AM, which by car boot standards, I guess means I'm late, right? There's plenty of cars here already. Doesn't look huge, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I should have stayed in bed. Let's go take a look. Do you have any video games at all? I think it's all in there, is it? I found some games, but they look like FIFA. FIFA. Wow. That's a lot of FIFA. Wow, okay, so that is car boot sales 101 and proof of how it only takes one car boot in particular to make it a worthwhile trip. I was walking around thinking to myself, this is a waste of time, this cold, miserable morning. Why did I get out of bed? Didn't really see that much. There was that Nintendo Wii bundle, but he wouldn't split it down. He wanted 80 quid. I wasn't paying 80 quid for a Wii bundle. Some nice bits in there, nice condition, but it's not something I want to spend 80 quid on at a car boot sale. And that was pretty much it. Nothing else worthy of any note. And then as I was leaving, I thought to myself, well, you know what? I might as well go to the very top because that's where the latest cars pull up, just in case there's any that have come since I did my quick lap. And lo and behold, there was a woman there that had a few bits out and a few games. I could see the Xbox 360 green from a mile away. But to my dismay, there was already somebody there, and he was digging through, and he looked the sort. He was wearing like an X-Man hoodie. He was carrying a Nintendo Super Scope, which he must have found at one of these stores, and I thought, ah, well, there goes anything of note. But she had everything high priced. It was not cheap. It wasn't like £1 each. I asked her about a couple of games on, I think it was the Xbox One, and she wanted like 15 quid and 20 quid, and he had a quick look at the prices and put them down and went on his way. But obviously at this point, I've then picked them up. And thankfully, I was able to negotiate with her. I think the way I did it worked quite well. I bought sort of like one, and then I bought two, and then I bought three. I didn't sort of like go with three at one time. I just sort of kept looking and didn't want anyone else to come and grab them, you see. So I was kind of like, had a few in my hand, and then I was sort of like looking one at a time, and it seemed to work for me. These are listed at 8, and I think she wanted £10, and I got them all for £15. So I got them all for £5 each, and there's a total CEX trading value of £30. And these have come straight from someone's collection. They're in really nice condition. The discs look like they've never been touched. So the first one is Dragon Ball Raging Blast. She had £8 on it. I think it probably trades in for about £8. I can't remember exactly, but like I said, there's a total of £30 trading value. So that's that. And then Left 4 Dead 2. There was also a copy of Left 4 Dead, but Left 4 Dead 2 trades in for a little bit more. I don't think I own this one, so I might keep this. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, decent find. And then the one that I really wasn't sure about, she said she wanted £10 on it. This is one of the ones that the guy picked up originally and put down. But this trades in for, I think it's like, I don't know, it's £18 or something. No, it might be selling for £18, sorry. A game I'd never heard of, don't know anything about. It's actually 4 discs. I do have all the discs. And that is X-Files on the PlayStation 1. And as you can see, really, really nice condition. All of the discs are in here, all 4 discs. So yeah, £30 trading from £15 spent, double my money. I'll take that all day long. So yeah, like I said, it only takes one car boot in particular to rescue a car boot sale, and yeah, that's probably made it worth getting out of bed for. Now though, the problem is, because I got here so early, it puts me in that kind of dilemma of, do I go somewhere from here, but I'll end up waiting around for like store opening times, or do I go back to the 3.0? So I'm going to sit here, mull over that decision, and then I'll see you guys shortly. They say you should never make a decision on an empty stomach, so let's get this in. Okay, so I'm sitting here finishing my tea. It's definitely not Yorkshire, and I say don't make a decision on an empty stomach. I think I've already made a decision. I came to this particular McDonald's strategically because it's on the way to Kirkby Sales and Exchange. It's been a few weeks since I've been there. I absolutely love that shop, and it's just the right amount of distance from the car boot. I don't want to travel into like other cities right now because I've got a lot planned in future weeks. I'm going to be going out with Kev next week. We're going on a big game hunt, and shortly after that it's going to be the Doncaster Retro Gaming Market. So loads coming up, loads to look forward to, and I've got loads to be doing back at the 3.0 as ever. So once I've finished this PG tips, I am going to head over to Kirkby Sales and Exchange, and then probably come back through Alfreton, do all the charity shops and everything, and then we'll get back to the 3.0. So yeah, I think that's a plan. I'll see you all in a bit. Well, I'm supposed to just be nipping in, but over 300 quid later, here we are. Wow, okay, so that escalated very quickly. As I say, I ended up buying a lot of games, some, yeah, real good stuff. Obviously, we'll get to all that when we get back to the 3.0, but nipped into the charity shop on the way back from there, and I said, have you got any video games? She said, no. And I said, oh, actually, there's a couple behind you. She went, oh, they've just come in. And she passed them across to me, and she said, just give me a £5. I looked at them, and initially, they're the sort of games that you would think, there's probably no value in these, but always worth checking. First one was Dakar 18, so some sort of like off-road or desert race, I believe. With it being 2018, it's easy to dismiss it, but anything that's quite obscure, that you don't see too often, is worth checking, and there's like £8 trading on this, so that was decent. And this one surprised me. FIFA 23. Obviously, FIFA 24 has been out a while now. I don't know who's still buying FIFA 23, but obviously someone is, because there's £10 trading. So for a £5, I've got £18 trading. Just caps off what has been a fantastic day, right? Started so low with my initial lap of the car boot to then find those things at the end. I used them as part of the trading for all the stuff I've just got from Kirkby Sales and Exchange. Some amazing finds there. And then charity shop finds, and this is what game hunting is all about, right? There's sort of ups and downs and how quickly your day can turn around. And now I've got these, it's giving me the impetus to go to a local CEX. There's the, what's it called? I think there's one, I can't remember what the name of it is now. It's a bit up the road. I'm probably going to go there, trade these in, see what's on the shelves, and then finally we're going to head back to the 3.0. So let's go. Okay, so heading to Sutton in Ashfield CEX, trading those games that I just picked up. Hopefully this good vein of form with game hunting is going to continue. Yeah, there's a few charity shops here, I'll hit them up as well, but let's go. Classic piece of retro history acquired. Let's go home.
Well, that turned into quite the game hunt. That is what I love about going out game hunting. You never know what's going to happen, where it's going to take you, what you're going to find or not find, but today was one of the good days. You saw the car boot, you saw what I found. Really rescued that car boot, and then from there on out I was just finding real good stuff. So we will start with the last stop. I went to the CEX in Sutton and Ashfield, I think it's called. Buoyed by the charity shop finds that we had. So I found those couple of games in the charity shop, took those in, got my £18 voucher, and to be honest, didn't really see much on the shelves that piqued my interest. And then as I was leaving, in the window, I saw this, and I think not just a staple in a PlayStation 1 collection, but probably a staple in any retro video game collection. And yeah, I'll tell you exactly why I purchased this, but this is Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. You guys will know now I'm going for that all killer, no filler PS1 shelf, and this is just a staple, must own title, right? Now, I bought this for £12 with no manual. It's £22 with a manual. I do not value a manual at £10, almost twice the price, no way. And it's the sort of game I would like a manual for. And shout out to the Ghetto gang, man. It's so good having the gang on hand. I just sort of a message and said, has anyone got a spare manual? Somebody did have one, and it's pretty much cost me the price of postage. So made a good save in that way. And I'm going to have a nice complete copy of Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1 collection. And really happy with that. Plus the £6 additional voucher to boot. So that was the last stop. But obviously, as always, the highlight was Kirkby Sales and Exchange. I've run out of things to say about them, and I think I said that at the time before. So for new viewers of the channel, just know that I absolutely love this shop. I love the owner Nina. It's always a fantastic experience in there. I always get a cup of tea and I always get rare games. So I mean, I'm a man of simple pleasures. So that's enough for me. And we'll start with Kev's pickups. So I got some really nice bits for Kev. I can't give you much information about these because these are all Jaguar games. Now, I mean, it's not very often you see Jaguar games. I've never seen that many in one place at one time, and the condition on these is fantastic. These, Nina, the owner, was saying these have come from a collector, and you can tell they're all in box protectors. They're all in very nice condition, and yeah, when I see games like this in that abundance, I have to give Kev a shout because obviously I know he's collecting for this system, and it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in many ways, right? So we'll quickly go through all the Jaguar games that we've been able to add to Kev's collection. So we have got Dino Dudes. As I say, don't know much about these. Some of these games I've never heard of. And then we've... I mean, some of these games look terrible, I'm not going to lie. Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy. I mean, look at that artwork. Look at the text. It looks like it was knocked up on Microsoft Word in 1998. Look at the state of it. Yeah, Trevor McFur. What a name as well. What shall we call our lead character? Trevor. Bang on. Another strange one. Mutant Penguins. Supercross 3D. I mean, look at the condition. Stunning. Zool 2. And finally in here we have got Flip Out. So yeah, not very often you see Jaguar games at all. Delighted to be able to add those to Kev's collection. He's got a pile growing here. There is Mega Drive games that I picked up on that room tour that I did midweek. If you haven't seen that room tour, make sure you check it out. What an amazing game room. I'll try and remember to link it below. But yeah, so that's Kev's games taken care of for now. We're going to be linking up with Kev next week. We are going to be checking out his game room build progress, should I say. And we're going to be going on a hunt while we're in that part of the country as well. But let's get to my pickups. So the first one is a PlayStation 3 game. I bought it pretty much for the sleeve cover, but there is an additional bonus. And that is SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, but the Lord of Darkness edition. So this is basically the Undertaker edition. I really wanted this because I've got a little collection of these going now. Where are they on the shelf? I moved them last week, didn't I? I have got these bad boys. So I've got the WWE 2K13 version, Stone Cold. This one's awesome. Comes with like a signed Stone Cold card and everything. And then also have the Bret Hart 2011 one, so the Hitman edition. I was a huge Hitman Hart fan growing up. And this is an additional 2011 edition, as I say, Lord of Darkness, so the Undertaker version. This comes with the game, of course, a DVD, so WWE Unforgiven 2007 DVD, Undertaker art card, and the Ministry of Darkness in-game costume. But yeah, like I say, I seem to have a little collection of these slipcovers growing now, and nice to add another one to that growing set. And that takes me to my bigger purchases from Kirkby Sale and Exchange. And like I say, this first one pretty much got paid for by this morning's finds. And yeah, it's just beautiful when things like that happen. That quick turnaround to get something that you really want for your collection. And the first game that I picked up, another PlayStation 1 game, and that is G Darius. So this is a Taito developed horizontal shooter. It was released in the arcades in 1997, but got a European PlayStation port in 98. It's the fourth installment of the Darius series, the first 3D polygonal graphics version, and yeah, just really happy to pick this one up. Again, it fits into my all killer no filler PS1 shelf, Love shmups, and this was priced at £25, which is actually like the without manual price at CEX. This one does have the manual. It's in really nice condition. They have some amazing stuff in that shop. They really do. Every time I go in, I always see things that I'm like surprised to see, though I shouldn't be surprised at this point. So yeah, very, very happy to be adding G Darius to the PS1 collection. Speaking of the PlayStation 1 collection, this next game isn't one that I've got too much experience of, but I know it's quite a tasty one in terms of pricing, and yeah, the time was right for me to pull the trigger. As always, shout out to Ninesh, gave me a fantastic price amongst the games that I picked up, and I was able to get a copy of Ray Crisis. So like G Darius, this is also a Taito release. However, this came out a bit later, the year 2000, and this time it's a vertical shooter. The third in the series, the prequel to Ray series, which isn't one I've got much experience with, as I say, but I've had a look at some gameplay on this, and this is one that I'm excited to play. I love the fact that the camera kind of moves, so the angles, it's something that doesn't happen very often in shmups. Usually you've got a fixed position at the bottom of the screen, but on this one, you'll see different sort of like panning of the camera, and then you sort of like go with it. I'm not the best at describing it. You'll be seeing it on screen for yourselves now. It looks really good. I often say how I prefer 16-bit 2D shmups, and I do, but this one does look like something I would enjoy, and I'm very excited to play this. And yeah, man, just another great addition to that PlayStation 1 collection. And I keep saying it, but it's very, I don't know what the word is, right? Ironic maybe that my growing PlayStation 1 collection came from selling half of my PlayStation 1 collection when CEX, for some reason, randomly put all their prices up ridiculously. So I traded them all in whilst they were still high. I think they quickly realised their mistake. And since then, I've just been adding quality titles to that collection. And yeah, really enjoying it. And it's tied in with getting the PS2 TV that I can play it on. And that kind of takes me to tonight, because now I'm in that fantastic position, having completed Mafia 2 last night, of what do I play next? It's always like a great, quite freeing feeling, right, when you finish the game and you can survey your room and think, right, what's next? What am I going to play tonight? But it's also like quite a bit daunting. There's a lot of pressure, especially if you commit to a game, right? You've got to commit to the right one. There's so many games that I want to play through. So yeah, that's very much the next job now, is to sift through all my games, get my sort of like short list of games that I might start, and yeah, hopefully find one that I love as much as I enjoyed Mafia 2, and we'll get into that. And yeah, tomorrow there are jobs in here that we need to be cracking on with, so yeah, more of the same really. Let's go. Okay, so a few hours have passed. As I said earlier in the vlog, never make a decision on an empty stomach. I've had something to eat, and I've whittled down a short list of games to play. So, as mentioned earlier, this is something that I'm intrigued to play. Got Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Typical with modern gaming. I've got to do an update on the Xbox One first. That's if it's backwards compatible, we should find out. Also, shout out to Brad. Darksiders War Master Edition. This is something I've been meaning to play for such a long time. Loved the second one. Yeah, this is definitely something I need to play. And the thing is, with these two, whilst they might not be huge games, there's still a decent commitment to play through them, and if I start, I want to get it seen through. With me just finishing Mafia, I think this is a perfect opportunity to maybe just play something a bit more casually, at least for a night or two, maybe a bit of something retro. So that takes me over to today's pickup, Ray Crisis. I think this is where I'm going to start. I think I'm going to put an hour or so into this, just sort of feel it out, just, you know, test it, see what I think of it. I'm just really intrigued to play it, and sometimes you've got to strike while the iron's hot, so we're going to get this PS2 TV set up shortly, and yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of time into this. I'm not committing to completing a shmup. I mean, I never would. I'm not good enough to complete most shmups. And then that takes me to the mainstay of the evening. So I've whittled it down to two. Cheeky Cheeky Boys. Another recent purchase. Yeah, just looks so fun, right? Colourful, just everything I want in a 16-bit platformer. Or another recent purchase, the heavy hitting Great Circus Mystery starring Mickey and Minnie. So I'm going to go with one of these two. I've not decided yet, but before all of that, we're going to get the PS2 TV set up, and we're going to play a bit of Ray Crisis.
Okay, and that is not only game number 12 of the year, but 2 games in 2 days. I'll take that. So yeah, The Great Circus Mystery starring Mickey and Minnie. What you'd expect, a nice, decent, easy, quick platformer. It's Capcom, very well polished, but ultimately, you know, I don't think it's aimed at hardened gamers. It was fun for what it was, and yeah, man, like I say, 2 games, 2 days, happy with that. It's bedtime for me. I'll check you all in the morning in a bit.
Retro Ghetto.
Good morning! I was up bright and early, getting the room tidy after last night's gaming session, and yeah, there's quite a few jobs we need to be cracking on with here in the 3.0. We've also got some parcels to get into, but first, let's run through some of the changes I need to make. So the first thing is this. This picture frame actually fell off the wall, simply because this is quite thin here. And where I put the strips to keep it on the wall, there's not a lot of surface area here. However, it's not a problem because it's actually done me kind of a favour. This area here is going to be housing something very special, which I'm going to be getting next week. So I'm probably just going to clean that area up, get those stickies off, and then I'll probably do what I was initially going to do with the Retro Gamer magazine anyway, and pop it in behind Master Chief in that space there. Because like I say, something very special is coming. Should be on next week's vlog, so we ain't got long to wait for that. Very excited about it. The other thing that I've been thinking about is my little stash of shame down here. So I've sold loads of toys, a load of hip hop toys have already gone. I've sort of like kept my favourite one from each set. So I've got the SDCC exclusive Juicy Video Biggie. The others have gone. Yeah, so they're all waiting to be sold. They've been taken out the room, but this is mostly stuff that I want to implement in the room, so we need to find home for a lot of these toys. I can't just live with them on the floor much longer. We've got all that complete Gangsters collection now as well, so I think that's the first job of today. Crack on and find a home for a lot of these figures. Okay, so that is most of the toys that I want housing given a home. We'll get to the picture frame next week once I've got this new piece sorted out. And there is one other thing that I want to discuss, something that we're going to look at going forwards. So last week we put all of the PS3 essentials down here on this bottom row. The only thing is I would like it to be continuous, and I feel like this space here is being underutilised. The Xbox Lite I could easily home somewhere else in the room. What I'd like to do is get maybe some sort of small unit in here, but I want it to be at the same height, so I'd need to, I don't know if I'd have to get a joiner in, maybe something just knocked up, something small and easy, using the same, I think it's called, what do they call it, Malamite? basically this white fake wood look, so it'd be the same height, because I'd also want it housing at the top in white as well, just for the same continuation. But basically to carry on the PS3 Essentials behind Master Chief's leg there, I think that's something that I'll look to do going forward, just to really utilise all the space I have available to me. And whilst we're down here looking at PS3 Essentials, I did put the list out last week. I said there was 120, there's actually 121 as it stands. For some reason Rage fell off the list, so Rockstar's Rage is in Essentials format as well. It was on the list at one point, but somehow it got lost off some way throughout. I mean, that list has been edited a lot of times, a lot of work's gone into that list. So yeah, just to make everybody aware, as it stands, there's 121 games. Once I finish the set, I will put out a further updated definitive PS3 Essentials list. But let me know in the comment section if you took advantage of that list and how you're getting on with your own PS3 collections. But now let's go and open some parcels.
Okay, so let's get into a couple of parcels that I have received. But before we do that, massive shout out once again to the legend that is Misha for Sparta Rotterdam Blackout shirt, my new second favourite team. Right, okay, so let's just get into these then, shall we? I don't know what these are. What have we got here? Ah, okay. Now I know what this is. This has come from the Ghetto Gang. Ghetto Gang member, I think he goes by the name of Yggdrasil on the Discord. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, mate. Very, very kind guy. He's done quite a few giveaways on the Ghetto Gang Discord, and I was fortunate enough to win one. And the one I've won is this Assassin's Creed 2 Complete Edition. I think the stipulation on winning it was just to make a small donation towards the Alzheimer's Research UK charity, which obviously I was more than happy to oblige with. This is actually sealed as well, which is really nice. So it's a nice sealed copy and in a box protector. So massive shout out to you, my friend. I say very generous. There's been quite a few giveaways he's hosted now on the Ghetto Gang Discord. So yeah, that will be going in the PS3 collection. We really need to do a montage, so we're going to get to that shortly. Okay, and next, a nice silver bubble envelope. Oh, looks like a PS3 Essential. Okay. Note. There's a note. To Callum, myself and my son found this on a trip to the locals on a weekly game hunt. Keep up the great work on the channel. All the best, Joseph. Massive shout out to Joseph and his son. Wow, yes. I remember now Joseph messaged me. And I think he said to me, I found this version 2014. Do you need it? And I was like, oh, I'll have to check. It turned out I already had 2014. Then he messaged me again. He's like, no, my mistake. It's 2013. This is the one I needed. Massive shout out to Joseph. And did well finding this out on a hunt, right, mate? Pro Evolution Soccer 2013. It's really hard to find the Pro Evo games in Essentials format. I'm not sure if they got a UK release or not, but yeah, correct disc and everything. That's a very nice addition. So massive thank you to Joseph for that one. Right, I think now, a week that's been filled with pickups and new additions, it's time, right, to let's do a montage.
Montage.
And with all the games put away, I think that is gonna do it for this week's Ghetto vlog. And this is the point of the vlog where I often say what a great week I've had, but even by Ghetto vlog standards, this was an especially great week. Some fantastic additions, and just last night I was reflecting on yesterday's game hunt and thinking to myself that here in the UK especially, there's only really 4 ways you can find video games, right? You've got car boots, charity shops, independent video game stores, and CEX. And on yesterday's hunt, we looked at in all 4 of those, and I don't think that happens very often. So yeah, no surprise that we got some fantastic games along the way. There's loads coming on the channel, loads to look forward to. As you saw at the start of the video, I was with Eddie and Dylan. That video is going to be dropping on Wednesday, as well as some other game room tours that I'm currently working on. I'm going to go and catch up with Kev and his game room update progress, as well as going on a game hunt with him. Make sure you are entering Ghetto Essentials below to win those PS3 games. And yeah, never been a better time to subscribe to the channel with all that's going on. As well as all that, there's also the biggest retro games fair in the country, Doncaster, happening real soon, and I'll of course be taking you guys along for the journey with me on that one. If you want to get involved, support the channel more, and become a part of the Ghetto Gang Discord, there will be a link below to do so. But I think that's everything. As always, play your games, keep it retro, have a great Sunday. I'll see you all on Wednesday in a bit.
Retro Ghetto.
Lock into the retro ghetto. Come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples settle. Lock into the retro ghetto.